If you are watching us this morning and you wear hearing aids, perhaps someone you love wears a hearing device, there's a really good chance that you get sick and tired of cleaning them. Perhaps you don't even realize that you should be cleaning them. Dr. Tiffany Ahlberg joins us this morning, and she says that's a very, very key part, right? Of keeping your hearing device working properly.
Yes.
Cleaning them.
So when we fit people with hearing devices, we go over all the cleaning procedures. But I think that we overwhelm people sometimes with, and this is, you're going to hear better, and it connects to your phone, and it does this and that, and there's 15 different things that we're throwing at people. And so one of the things that sometimes people don't do a good job at is keeping all of the little bitty ports in these teeny tiny little hearing aids free and clear of dust, debris, moisture, and wax.
Okay, so is it something that they're supposed to be doing maintenance-wise?
It can, and it depends on the person. It depends on their environments. It depends on their skin, and if they have dry skin. It depends on the amount of wax that they produce inside their ear. It depends on how much perspiration that they have and what time of year it is, if it's summer versus winter. So there's so many different factors, and it affects everybody differently. So there's some people that require more maintenance than other people.
Okay, so what you do, though, is you say, don't worry about it, just bring them to me.
Well, we want people to, they come with like a little, almost like a little pediatric toothbrush. So we want them to clean them and keep their microphones and their receivers free of as much debris as they can.
Okay.
And then they have these little wax filters. So if their ear does produce some earwax, and you think, this is, my analogy that I tell people, and I know it's kind of a gross analogy, but earwax can be almost like sticky, kind of like peanut butter. And so when it works its way into these very, very, very important parts, it's hard to get it out.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, even with the maintenance and even when people are doing everything that they're supposed to do, there's still a factor of perspiration, the hearing aid, because you're thinking about a teeny tiny little computer on the side of your head. They can get moisture in them, so we have to use a special equipment called Redux. That's a professional dryer, and it suctions out all of the moisture within the hearing aid, the microphone, the receiver, the circuit. And then we have a little tiny little vacuum that we can put into these ports and suction out dead skin, earwax, whatever may be in those little ports.
Is that Redux what you were telling me they use for your cell phones?
They have a one that is designed specifically for cell phones.
So it's the same principle then, just if you're on your phone a lot, eventually the speaker kind of gets funky.
Yeah, and same thing can happen with the hearing instrument, and the microphones get debris in them, and so then the sound doesn't transmit to be amplified, and everything's affected after that.
Okay, so I asked you, or I made the statement that Tiffany says bring them to her, and you kind of went, well, no, because if it's a real problem, then y'all can kind of get things cleaned out, then they maintain from
We are
there.
happy to always for people to bring them to us. I just hate for people to depend on us. They're going out of town. I want people to have that ability to do and clean themselves so that it's not such an issue over time. But we're happy to do it.
Do people ever think that they need a new device?
Oh, all the time. I mean, we
cleaned?
have, I think I was telling you, we have 10 to 15 average drop-offs a day of people that their hearing aid is not working. And when you don't hear, there's a lot of anxiety around that. And I would say 8 times out of 10, it's an issue that we can fix in the office right then and there.
Speaking of if you're not hearing, there are a lot of things that can go on down the pike from there. You've told me before, we're heading into the holiday season. Be aware of it when you get together over the next several weeks and months, because so often someone's hearing is going and either they don't want to admit it or they're not really even recognizing it. Is that right?
Yeah, I feel like family members often notice it more than the person themselves, or it matters to the family more. The person that has the hearing loss, and it depends again on personality and person, but that person can often withdraw, so their whole personality changes, and they're okay with that sometimes. But the family hates to see their family member that they love not communicate and not be engaged with everyone else.
Well, and if you are living alone, you don't even know you're withdrawing because you live alone, and then I guess they try to fake it when they all get together.
Yeah, that's true.
Baseline hearing test, still 50? Is that your recommendation?
That's the recommendation, yes. So as long as we can pre-screen people before actual hearing loss starts, then we have an idea down the road of if it progresses, is it normal, was it normal? So we have something to compare it to.
And when I know that you've got all different types of hearing devices and you want it to work for the person, so you won't make it a one-size-fits-all thing. The Lyric, is that the one that stays in your ear longer?
It does. It stays up to 3 months, and I even have people that it lasts 4 months for.
So these cleaning concerns, you just make sure you do that when you take it out at the end of those 3 months?
So when we take it out, so the audiologist is the one who actually removes it, then we suction inside the ear if there's any if there's any wax that doesn't come out with the Lyric.
Okay, and if somebody has a hearing device that they got somewhere else, not with you?
We see that a lot. So people bring in hearing aids that they have gotten elsewhere daily. So we're happy to work on those.
Well, here's where you'll find her. It's Ahlberg Audiology on North Ocoee Street in Cleveland. And then aren't you expanding?
We are. We're expanding to Athens. Hopefully by the beginning of 2024, we'll be open there.
So right now, you'll still just find her there in Cleveland. Her phone number is 641-0956. Online is ahlbergaudiology.com. She and her team would love to help you, especially now as we do get ready for the holiday season. You want to enjoy it in fullness.
That's right.
Good to talk to you.
Thank you, Julie.
So you're here on a Monday. For us, that means the dad joke of the week. I don't know if you know our good friend Jason Wright, but our viewers certainly do. He's the man around the station who always brings a funny joke our way. He's also the one who's about to adopt my cute kittens with the Humane Society. So we've had a good time with Jason. So take your notes. Here's your dad joke of the week this morning to share with your family when you're around the supper table tonight.
Your dad joke of the week, brought to you by West Yellow Knife Trading Post.
Hi there, and welcome back to this week's installment of the Dad Joke of the Week. I told my wife she drew her eyebrows too high this morning. She seemed surprised. Rick Astley will let you borrow any movie in his Pixar collection, except for one. He's never going to give you up. Thank you.
Jason, come on. That was bad, really bad. Who writes these for you anyway, Greg? Anyway, for something good, though, come to West Yellow Knife in Dalton. You better get it when you see it at the knife.
When I'm asked why we represent the injured, it's simple.